Are you a songwriter? Are you looking to turn your songwriting passion into a full-time gig? Whether you are just at the start of your songwriting journey or a seasoned industry professional, this show is made for you. Welcome to The Songwriter Show, bringing together songwriting news, interviews, and community. Now, welcome your host, Sarantos.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Songwriter Show. I'm your host, Sarantos, a solo music artist and songwriter who has always believed in the power of words. Here on the Songwriter Show on Reality Radio 101, every single Tuesday evening, we bring you behind the scenes with some of today's most inspiring songwriters, giving you a little glimpse into the stories that shape their songs. Tonight, I'm so excited to have on the show James Netterwald. He's an emerging artist and songwriter from Hazlet, New Jersey. He writes songs in the indie rock and indie folk genres. His songs are personal and narrative and reflect upon his personal life, his relationships, mental health, and hobbies.
And now, welcome this week's special guest.
Welcome to the show, James. How are you?
Hi, thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, man. Tell us a little bit about your story. When did you start pursuing this crazy dream of music?
Okay, so it goes back a while. Started writing songs in the early 1990s. I was still in high school at the time when I started writing. Been writing a lot ever since. You know, like you said in the intro, yeah, it's been quite a journey of this songwriting journey that I'm on, and it covers a lot of life experience. Basically, it's a really personal journey, you know, covering things like my mental health and my struggles with relationships and my hobbies. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of where I'm kind of raw and unique among artists, because not everybody covers what I cover, and not at the level that I do. Because, like, for example, when I talk about my mental health, I go into the, you know, some of the technical jargon, you know, some of the psychological technical jargon. And I think a lot of writers don't do that. So I think that's what kind of makes me unique.
Okay. Do you play any instruments?
I do. I play multiple instruments, pretty much all the instruments on the new record entitled Awakening. So, like, I play guitar, piano, bass guitar. I programmed the drums and did all the vocal work. So, yeah, just really, you know, did arranging, producing, you know, songwriting and engineering. So, like, pretty much like I'm a one-man show.
Okay.
So, yeah, been doing that for most of my career.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody the other day for one of my screenplays, and they made this, I don't know what it's called. They're like, yeah, you kind of do everything. You're kind of like that guy that has the cymbals, and he's got the harmonica in his mouth, and he's got the drums on his back and stuff. I was like, I forgot to look up what that's called. You know, that little music guy?
Yeah, kind of like the guy that plays with the dancing monkey.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Kind of like that, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, tell us a little bit about your mental health, man. I know it's important to you and it's part of your story. You mentioned it already. Tell us about that.
So, yeah, I mean, I've been struggling with bipolar disorder now for about 12 years. And, you know, when I was diagnosed, it was a real shocker. I had a hard time accepting it. But I've learned to kind of embrace my diagnosis and use it to channel a lot of emotions into my songwriting, you know, from the depressed lows to the manic highs and everything in between. And, you know, talking about a lot about my anxiety and how that kind of plays into my everyday life, into my relationships, and how that affects my relationships into, you know, changing the dynamics of them, you know, making the relationships difficult at times. That's where I focus the most on, you know, with my mental health, like how it impacts my relationships and how it kind of affects everything from my ability to work, my ability to write songs. It affects, you know, my ability to spend time with my children. It pretty much affects everything in my life. And I kind of like have learned to embrace it a little bit. Whereas, you know, when I first got diagnosed, I was completely in denial and I couldn't accept it. But yeah, it has found its way into my songwriting in a very strong way.
Do you have any favorite musicians you want to share with us, or bands or groups?
So, too many to name. in terms of some of the modern ones that I am fans of, I'm definitely a big fan of Miss Grit and Be a Badoobie, who are two of my favorite indie rockers. And they remind me a lot of, kind of the alternative rock that was out in the 1990s that I kind of grew up listening to. So I think that's why I take to them so well. But I mean, in terms of like the major influences on my music, I would say it kind of goes back all the way back to the 60s, like the Beatles, Bob Dylan, Rolling Stones, and then, 70s, probably like Pink Floyd, Billy Joel, Boston, bands like that. 80s, a lot of bands. 90s, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Stone Temple Pilots, Elastica, like so many different bands. But like I said, in the new millennium, I would say a handful of bands that I appreciate and kind of take influence from.
Do you practice daily? How often do you practice?
I wouldn't say practice. I would say like I try to record my songwriting sessions. So I'll say like sit down on my piano or grab my guitar and just try to mess around with it a little bit. Just if I think of a chord or a melody, I'll just kind of start doodling around with that and see where it goes. But no, I really don't practice per se. It's really just creation, I would say.
How do you find time to balance your music, with your family, with your mental health? How does that work out for you?
Well, it's tough. I mean, I don't get a lot of time to work on music. I'm a single dad. I have to focus a lot on my kids. My kids are both in high school, and they require a lot of care. And so I would say I'm mostly focused on them. And if I do get time, during the day while they're at school, because I'm disabled, so I do have time during the day while they're at school, I try to grab an hour or two from during that time and work on some new songs, whether it's just, like I said, thumbing on my guitar or playing a few notes on my piano, just trying to make something happen.
And tell us about your songwriting process. Do you do lyrics first? Do you do music first? How does that work out for you?
I kind of work on either one, whichever one I'm inspired to work on at first. Like I might get a lyrical idea from something I've read or something that pops into my head based on, how I'm feeling about a specific scenario. Start writing some lines of lyrics and then, just kind of look at what I have. And then sometimes I'll, leave it and I'll say, well, I don't really know where this is going. So I'm just going to leave it for now. And I'll just write it into my notes. Or, if I'm working on music, like just, record a quick demo on my phone and then get back to it later. Like I do a lot of that. And then when I'm ready to start putting songs together for a record, that's when I start to really work through the songs, the arrangements, chord progressions, lyrics, etc.
Could you tell us, the audience tonight, tell us about a mistake you made that you wish you hadn't made?
And that I wish I hadn't made? Let me think. I would say that in some ways I wish I had started out, when I started putting my music out there, I wish I had started out with a website first, rather than streaming first, because, streaming doesn't pay that well. And because a lot of my great stuff is out on streaming instead of, just on my website, I don't have a website right now, actually, but instead of a website, it's all out on streaming. And I found that sales are not as good. I get some streaming, but they're not as good, and a lot of people aren't downloading my stuff because it's all on YouTube, and they could get it for free. So I would say I wish I had started the website first before putting out anything.
Yeah,
streaming.
All right, man. I'll tell you what. Let's take a listen to your song, then we'll come back and talk some more. Okay?
Okay, sure.
All right, everybody, check this out. Here we go.
I'll transform this love virtual to physical. mystical. With this brush against a blank canvas, I'll paint a picture of our ends interlocked, never to part. With this brush, I'm painting a picture of you, my heart. What a great start! What a great start! With this brush, you'll be the branch to my tree, expanding me, expanding me. With this brush, I'll say to thee, love is blind, but with your love I'll see. Love I'll see. They'll never get us, they'll just forget us in this fast-paced world. But hold on to this promise, my Scandinavian girl. My Scandinavian girl. With this brush, we are atoms fusing in love's galaxy. You and me.
Thank you for sharing that song with us. Definitely unique.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's the first song off of my new record, Awakening. And the song is a metaphor. It's a painting metaphor. I started painting as a new hobby 3 years ago. And I just kind of fell in love with it, and I like to kind of use painting metaphors as a way to express love in my songs. And this song is one in particular that I wrote about my fiance and kind of the love journey that we've been on. And it kind of captures some of the things about her and about our love in general, I would say, in these kind of metaphoric lines. So the song was inspired actually around the time that I met her. And that was almost 2 years ago now. We kind of talked about it a lot, kind of talked about these, kind of mystical ideas. Like one of the lines in the song, one of the last lines in the song is, with this brush, we are atoms fusing in love's galaxy, The idea of kind of talking about this mystical way of getting together and forming as one unit, a partnership. So the fusing of the atoms it's kind of like a scientific term, but it could also be used as a really wonderful metaphor for uniting as a couple. So that's kind of how I used it.
One of the questions I like to ask a lot of people is scams. How do we avoid being ripped off in this business? Any stories you want to share? Any advice?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there are a lot out there. I mean, one of the things that I don't really like out there are all these songwriting contests. And I get a lot of email about songwriting contests. And I just have found that they are just so difficult to win. And it's kind of like, in my opinion, it's like a scam because what they do is they charge an entry fee and they want you to submit as many of your songs as possible because with each song you have to pay a separate entry fee. So I think they do that and then you're up against like thousands and thousands of entrants, and I think that makes it just so difficult to cut through all the noise. Even though your songs might be fantastic, you got to cut through all the noise, and I think that just goes into another area of current music landscape that we all have to deal with.
My retort to that is, but it's only $20, right? It's like that. I think that's where they really get you, is you try to rationalize that, I have a shot at this. And of course, if you win or honorable mention, then you get the honor of spending $100 or $200 to buy a plaque or an award.
Yeah.
Which, that's in every business, though. I see that everywhere now.
Yeah, they claim some things for free, but most of what they're doing is charging you.
Yeah, for sure. What's the strangest place that you've ever been inspired for a song?
Strangest place. Can't think of anything offhand. What do I say?
No worries. What's your favorite 90s jam?
Too many to name. I would say early 90s, probably Shiny Happy People by REM.
Okay.
Late 90s, probably Semi-Charmed Life by Third Eye Blind.
So are both good songs, man.
Yeah.
All right. You got any apps on your phone that you can't live without?
Probably my recorder app. Yeah. It's not multi-track recorder, but it does like a 2-track recording, and it captures my ideas. That's what I use it for.
When you walked into a room, every single time, what song or what theme song would you love to start playing?
I know my fiance is going to listen to this, so I'll have to say my Sherry Amore.
Okay. If you could be any animal in the world, man, which one would you be and why?
An animal? Probably a cat.
Okay. Why?
Their introversion is very appealing to me. I like cats. They're very quiet and very easy to get along with, or like if they really don't want to get along with you, they just leave you alone and they hide in their own little spot. So it's kind of nice. Like I'm kind of a quiet, kind of private type of person in some ways, and it's nice to if you have a pet that kind of respects that.
Yeah.
Dogs can be kind of all over the place, but I would say cats are a lot more introverted like me. So.
All right, man, tell us your website, your socials. Where can people buy your stuff, stream it, find more information about you?
Okay, I don't have a website. I don't have a personal website right now. The thing is that my songs are on a bunch of different streaming apps. They're on YouTube, they're on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. They're on Pandora. They're on basically all the major streaming platforms, and they're also on Bandcamp. So Bandcamp is probably where I sell my music the most often. The other apps, I would say I get the streams and not necessarily downloads, but I'm definitely looking to get more downloads and get more sales from Bandcamp. So
awesome, man. I want to thank you so much for being on the show tonight, dude.
All right. Thanks so much, Sarantos. Have a good night.
You too. And thank you to all the fans out there for spending a little bit of your precious time with the two of us tonight. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. I'm Sarantos, and I hope you'll join me every single Tuesday evening as we continue to uncover these awesome journeys behind real music. Here's to creating, connecting, and letting all of our stories be heard. Keep writing, and I'll see you next Tuesday evening. I love you all. Thank you.
Oh, look what you've done to me.
My life began the day we met, we danced among the stars. A merry day it was, her laughter satisfied our needs. Till we hit an iceberg and we stopped being fun. Now we're two sad ships adrift alone on separate seas. She found a new compass, but I wonder, does he look like me, my love? Are you painting symphonies? Are you thinking of me, my love? I'm always around. I won't leave her alone, though she's left me. Truth is, I hate to see her happy without me. It's already been a year I stayed her, but she has closed the book. Though though I keep rereading pages, I'm just not okay. Why doesn't she miss me yet? Her lovers come and go while I'm standing in her way. She found a new compass, but I wonder, does he look like me, my love? Are you painting symphonies? Are you thinking of me, my love? I'm always around. I won't leave her alone, though she's left me. Truth is, I hate to see her happy without me. Hate to see her happy without me. I hate to see her happy without me.
Thank you for listening to The Songwriter Show. To keep the momentum going, head over to www.songwritershow.com and join our free music community of artists, songwriters, and producers. That's www.songwritershow.com.